Political analyst Ross Feingold is joining us now from Taipei to discuss the latest updates surrounding the US presidential elections. Good afternoon, Ross. Thanks for joining us on NewsHour today.
Good afternoon.
Now, the Chinese Foreign Ministry said on Thursday that there's no winner in a trade war, nor will the world benefit from it. Now, what are your views on US President-elect Donald Trump's threats to impose blanket tariffs on goods from China? And how realistic are these tariffs?
I think it's very likely that President Trump will fulfill this campaign promise. When he was elected the first time, he did fulfill a number of campaign promises related to trade quite early, most notably on his very first day in office in 2017. He withdrew the United States from a proposed free trade agreement called the Trans-Pacific Partnership. So I think we should be prepared that we'll see some action on tariffs, whether with regard to goods from many different countries or specifically from China. But again, I would expect quick action and for President Trump to fulfill this campaign promise.
Okay. Now, Donald Trump has announced that Susie Wiles, one of his two campaign managers, will be his White House chief of staff. He's entrusted a top position to a political operative who helped the Republicans win the election. What do you make of this appointment?
It's a logical decision. She was the co-campaign manager. The campaign was an extraordinary success, culminating in an overwhelming victory that was quite unexpected versus what the polls were reflecting. And most importantly, compared to the first Trump administration, Trump wants to know that the chief of staff is going to be loyal. And he knows that with Susie Wiles because of the length of time they've spent working together on this most recent campaign. And some of his chiefs of staff in his first term in office, he didn't really have that kind of prior relationship with the individual before they were appointed to be the chief of staff. But he does have a relationship with Susie Wiles. She's worked on all three of his presidential campaigns and was the successful co-manager of the most recent campaign. So it's a smart decision by President Trump.
Okay. All right. And lastly, Ross, US Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin has said that Israel had made some progress in getting assistance into Gaza, but more needs to be done. Now, under Donald Trump and the support that he's gained from America's Muslim leaders, how are you analysing the developments in Gaza? And will Donald Trump make credible efforts to end the genocide, despite being a strong supporter of the Israeli regime?
Yeah, I think what you said is the key issue here, that in his first term in office, President Trump was really an unconditional supporter of Prime Minister Netanyahu and of Israel on a range of different issues, including one of the more notable ones, moving the capital to Jerusalem, which was a U.S. law that the U.S. government should do that. Sorry, moving the embassy to Jerusalem. And no previous president had done that. He also recognized Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights. So it's pretty clear that he has a good personal relationship with Netanyahu. And based on the first Trump presidency, it's unlikely he would put pressure on Netanyahu in a way that would make Netanyahu look bad publicly or look weak in front of Hamas or Hezbollah. So it's very interesting that some Arab Americans did break with Kamala Harris because they were really angry at the support that the Biden administration had given to Israel over the past year plus. But President Trump has also been a very strong supporter of Israel. So that's going to be a really interesting one to see how that actually plays out in reality.
Okay, Ross, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your insight.
Thank you.